Let's clear something up from the start. Entrepreneurship isn't just about business. It's not just about starting a company, launching a product, or building a brand. It's about how you think. It's about the lens you see life through. It's a mindset, a whole way of living. Because the truth is, you don't need to have a company to have an entrepreneurial mindset. You don't need investors. You don't need a shiny office or some CEO title in your bio. What you need is a fire inside you that says, I'm not waiting for a lucky break. I'm not sitting back hoping things will change. I am the change. I am the driver. I am the brand. That mindset, that's what separates the people who drift from the people who build. And you were born to build something, even if you're not sure what yet. See, this isn't just about making money or hustling harder. That's surface level stuff. Entrepreneurial thinking goes deeper. It's about how you show up every single day for your dreams, for your growth, for your life. When something breaks, do you sit and complain? Or do you look around and say, okay, let's fix this? When a door closes, do you get bitter? Or do you go build your own damn door? That's the real entrepreneurial mindset. It's not just ambition, it's resilience. It's ownership. It's refusing to play the victim in your own life. It's saying, this is my story, and I'm writing it the way I want. Because here's the truth. No one's coming to save you. No one's handing you the perfect life on a silver platter. Success doesn't respond to neediness. It responds to energy, focus, relentlessness. It responds to people who show up for themselves like their life depends on it. Because it does. You can either wait for life to happen to you, or you can step up and build it on your terms. That doesn't mean you won't fail. That doesn't mean it'll be easy. You're going to fall. You're going to get humbled. You're going to question everything. But that mindset, the one that says, I don't fold when hard, that's the one that'll carry you through. And listen, this doesn't mean you have to build $1 million business or run 5 companies to be an entrepreneur at heart. Maybe your business is your music. Maybe it's your art. Maybe it's a YouTube channel, a dream you're just now brave enough to start, or a side hustle you've been scared to take seriously. Whatever it is, treat it like it matters. Because when you do, the world starts treating it that way too. That's what the entrepreneurial mindset is. It's showing up. It's building when no one's watching. It's taking that one little idea that's been sitting in the back of your mind for years and saying, you know what? Let's go. No more waiting. No more hoping someone gives you permission. No more telling yourself it's too late or you're not ready. You're ready when you decide to be. And it all starts with the way you think. So ask yourself right now, are you thinking like a follower or a creator? Are you thinking like a passenger in your life or like the one behind the wheel? Because you don't have to have all the answers. You don't have to be the smartest in the room. But you do have to believe that your vision matters. You do have to believe that your time is now. You do have to stop shrinking your dreams to fit someone else's comfort zone. You're here for more. You know it. And that power, it starts in your mind. It starts with how you think, how you move, how you rise after every fall. So no, it's not just business. It's not just about profits and spreadsheets. It's a mindset. And once you lock into it, truly lock in, nothing can stop you. There's something different about people who win. They walk into the same chaos as everyone else. But they don't panic. They don't freeze. They don't waste energy talking about how bad everything is. They shift their focus fast. They go from this sucks to what can I do? From this broke to how do I fix it? From I don't know what to do to what's the next best move? That's the mindset that changes everything, solution thinking. And if you're serious about building anything real, especially in business or life, you have to master this. Most people live in reaction mode. They see a problem, and all they do is talk about it. They stress, they overthink, they blame others, they wait for someone to fix it. But entrepreneurs, real ones, they don't sit in the mud. They build bridges. They're not obsessed with the problem. They're obsessed with getting through it, over it, past it. Let's be real. Problems are guaranteed. They're a part of the game. You're going to hit walls. You're going to face setbacks. You're going to have moments where it feels like everything's falling apart. But here's the deal. The problem isn't the problem. It's how long you let it own your mind. That's the killer. That's what stops people from moving, from building, from pushing forward. The longer you stay stuck thinking about what went wrong, the less time you have to create what could go right. So here's the shift. Train yourself to snap out of the problem mindset fast. Catch yourself when you're spiraling, when you're just complaining, venting, drowning in overthinking. Pause and flip the switch. Ask yourself one powerful question. What can I control right now? That question is a game changer, because when your mind is focused on what you can do instead of what's gone wrong, you take your power back. You stop giving all your energy to what hurt you, to who left, to what failed, and you redirect it to something that moves you forward. Let's break it down even more. Say your business idea flops. Cool, that's data. Now you ask, why didn't it land? What did I miss? What can I do better next time? That's how winners think. They don't cry over closed doors. They learn how the lock works. Another example, say you lose your job. You could spiral for weeks or months, or you could say, all right, that chapter's over. Now what skill do I need next? What opportunity can I create from this? This is not about being fake positive. This is about being mentally bulletproof. You don't ignore the pain, but you don't let it slow you down. Because here's what people forget. Solutions don't fall in your lap. They show up when you go looking for them. They show up when you move, not when you sit still and complain. Train your brain to hunt for the fix, to scan for the angle, to see what's possible in the middle of the mess. The most successful people in the world, they're not the ones with the fewest problems. They're the ones who solve problems the fastest, who adapt the quickest, who don't waste time playing the victim. You want to know why that matters? Because problem-focused people never grow. They're stuck repeating the same cycles. They make excuses, they stay comfortable, and then they wonder why nothing changes. But solution-minded people, they evolve. They stay dangerous. Because while everyone else is panicking, they're building. While others are gossiping, they're learning. While others are blaming, they're creating. You've got to become someone who's addicted to figuring it out. Someone who gets excited by challenges, not crushed by them. Someone who knows that every time life throws dirt on them, they can grow roots deeper and rise stronger. And here's one more thing. Don't expect the world to applaud your mindset. Most people won't get it. They're not wired to move that fast. They want to talk about how hard life is. They want to replay every failure over and over again. But you're different. You're not here to stay stuck. You're not here to be average. You're here to think different, move different, solve different. And that starts by flipping your thinking. Every single time something goes wrong. Less, why me? More, watch me. Less, I don't know what to do. More, I'll figure this out. Because you will. If you think like a builder, if you think like a creator, if you think in solutions, not problems, you'll win. Every time. Let's clear something up real quick. Success is never safe. Every breakthrough, every business, every dream turned reality came from someone taking a risk. If you're playing it safe all the time, you're not building. You're not growing. You're just existing. But hold up, that doesn't mean every risk is worth it. Smart entrepreneurs don't just jump off cliffs hoping they'll grow wings on the way down. They study the fall. They build a parachute. They ask, what's the risk and what's the reward? This is what separates reckless people from calculated builders. You have to take risks, yes, but you got to take smart ones. Ones that stretch you, not snap you. Ones that test your limits. But don't destroy your foundation. Let's say you've got a business idea. Everyone's telling you it's risky. They're scared. They want you to stay in your lane. Keep your paycheck. Play it safe. But you feel it. You know there's something there. So you start researching. You study the market. You learn your customer. You build a plan. You take that risk. But you take it with your eyes wide open. That's a smart risk. You're not blind jumping. You're not hoping the universe will just figure out for you. You're betting on yourself, and you're backing that bet with strategy. See, most people want guarantees. They want to be told, this will work for sure. But life doesn't give you that. Business doesn't give you that. You have to move even when you don't have a promise. only a possibility. But possibility backed by preparation? That's power. Here's something else smart entrepreneurs know. You don't need to risk everything at once. You don't need to quit your job, max your cards, and dive in with no plan. You can take calculated risks. Start small. Test things. Build momentum. Use feedback. Then scale. There's no shame in being strategic. That's not fear, that's intelligence. Let's be real, you're going to fail sometimes. That's part of it. But when you take smart risks, those failures don't destroy you. They teach you. They build you. They give you data that no classroom or book could ever offer. Too many people think failure is the opposite of success. It's not. It's part of the path. Taking no risk, that's the real failure. That's the slow death of dreams. That's you watching someone else live the life you wanted, just because they were willing to move and you weren't. Now, here's a mindset switch. Don't look at risk as scary. Look at it as your entry fee for growth. You want more? You pay with bold moves. You pay with discomfort. You pay with uncertainty. But you don't pay stupidly. You don't throw your time and energy into things that aren't aligned. You don't chase trends without a long game. You don't confuse chaos or courage. Smart risk means asking yourself, does this align with my bigger vision? Have I done enough research to take the first step? If I fail, can I recover and learn from it? Is fear stopping me, or is this genuinely a bad move? And most importantly, am I playing small to protect myself from embarrassment, or am I avoiding something that could actually change my life? Every level of success has a new risk. The question is, will you rise to meet it, or stay where it's safe? You've got to be honest with yourself. Are you playing to win, or playing not to lose? Because one keeps you stuck. The other sets you free. The people you admire, the creators, the entrepreneurs, the game changers, they didn't play it safe. They made decisions with their heart racing. They moved when they weren't sure. But they weren't reckless. They were ready enough. You don't need to have all the answers. You just need the guts to start. You can adjust on the way. You can pivot. You can rebuild. But you have to be in motion. You can't build anything real from the sidelines. So here's the truth. If you're waiting for certainty, you'll wait forever. The timing will never be perfect. But if you got the vision, the fire, and at least a basic plan, take the leap. Just don't leap blind. Leap smart. Leap with a vision. Leap with preparation. Leap knowing who you are, what you want, and why it matters. Because when you take smart risks, you don't just grow a business. You grow you. Your confidence. Your courage. Your clarity. And that's what makes you unstoppable. Let's be honest. Most people wait way too long to start. They wait for permission. They wait for the perfect time. They wait until they feel ready. But let me tell you the hard truth. You will never feel completely ready. Not for the dream. Not for the business. Not for the next level of your life. The ready feeling you're chasing? It's a myth. It's a trap. It's fear dressed up like wisdom. Look around. Every successful entrepreneur you admire started with doubt. They built while scared. They launched before they were certain. They showed up without all the answers. Why? Because they knew that clarity comes from doing, not waiting. You don't become great and then begin. You begin, and that's how you become great. This is what separates builders from dreamers. Dreamers wait for the right time. Builders create the right time. They move. They start. They figure it out as they go. It's not about recklessness. It's about being courageous enough to build with what you've got right now, not 6 months from now, not after the course, not after the fear goes away. You've got to move with what's in your hands. That idea, build it. That plan, start shaping it. That brand, launch it. That podcast, record the first episode. You think you're not ready? Good. That's how you know you're stepping into something bigger. Readiness isn't a feeling. It's a decision. Think about it. Babies don't wait until they're ready to walk. They try. They fall. They try again. That's how they learn balance. That's how they get strong. Same with your business. Same with your purpose. Same with your brand. You want confidence? Build. You want clarity? Build. You want momentum? Build. Don't overthink. Don't overplan. Don't wait for a sign. Make the first version messy. Let it be imperfect. Let people watch you grow. That's powerful, because the people who win in this game, they're not the smartest. They're not the most talented. They're the ones who started before they were ready, while others were still asking questions. They were building, while others were doubting. They were posting, while others were dreaming. They were executing. You've got to get out of your head. Get into action. Let the process teach you. Every master was once a beginner. Every expert started awkward. Every pro had their day one. And you know what? Nobody remembers how you started. They only remember that you started. You don't need the perfect gear, the perfect logo, the perfect plan. You need heart. You need grit. You need discipline. And most of all, you need faith. Faith that if you keep building brick by brick, you're going to create something that matters. Here's a mindset to carry with you. Done is better than perfect. Action beats ideas. Messy moves beat standing still. Look, I get it. You want to do it right. You want to represent excellence. That's good, but don't confuse excellence with procrastination. Perfectionism isn't high standards. It's fear. It's fear of judgment, fear of failure, fear of not being enough. But here's the truth. Nobody expects your first try to be flawless. Nobody's keeping score. Most people are too busy worrying about themselves to judge you anyway. So stop building castles in your head. Start laying bricks in real life. The longer you wait, the heavier that dream gets. The harder it becomes to move. But when you start, you shift something. You build belief. You build proof. You build momentum. And momentum is everything. It's what makes people say, I don't know what they're doing exactly, but I can't stop watching. So today, take the first step. Record the video. Design the first post. Talk about the idea. Build the prototype. Send the email. You might not feel ready, but that's okay. Build anyway. You'll grow as you go. You'll get sharper. You'll get louder. You'll learn how to lead. You'll learn how to sell. You'll learn how to build something real. But you won't learn it from the sidelines. You learn it by doing. So whatever it is you've been sitting on, that dream, that project, that brand, stop waiting for perfect. Stop waiting for permission. Stop waiting for your fears to leave. You've got a vision for a reason. Honor it. Act on it. Build before you feel ready. And I promise, the world will catch up. If you want to win at anything in life, in business, in growth, in purpose, you've got to rewire the way you see failure. Because let's be real, most people are terrified of failing. Terrified of messing up, of looking stupid, of getting laughed at. But here's the truth nobody wants to say out loud. Failure is part of the game. It's not the opposite of success. It's a path to it. You don't become great by getting everything right. You become great by getting it wrong, learning from it, and doing it better the next time. You fall. You get back up. You adjust. You move again. That's how winners are built. Look at any entrepreneur who made it. Any creator, any athlete, any legend, and you'll find the same story. They failed, over and over. But instead of giving up, they adapted. They took the lessons, upgraded their mindset, sharpened their moves, and tried again. That's a cycle. Fail, adapt, repeat. Too many people quit when things go wrong. One plan doesn't work, and they throw it all away. One product flops, and they say, maybe it's not for me. One rejection, and they're out of the game. But listen, failing doesn't mean you're not meant for this. Failing just means you're learning in real time. See, failure is not a sign you're on the wrong path. It's confirmation you're in motion. It means you had the courage to try. And that already puts you ahead of most people. Because most won't even start. They're stuck in their heads, paralyzed by what-ifs, worried about what their friends will think, waiting for certainty in a world that doesn't promise it. But you failed? Good. Now we know what doesn't work. Now we know what to fix. Now we build version 2.0. You don't grow from winning all the time. You grow when you get punched in the face by life and keep showing up. You grow when plan A crashes, and you learn how to build plan B with even more skill. You grow when your ego gets humbled, and you realize you're still in the fight. This is how resilience is built, not by reading quotes, not by watching motivational videos, but by living through the fire and deciding you're not done. Let's break it down. Step 1, fail. Don't avoid it. Don't sugarcoat it. Call it what it is. The launch didn't work? Cool. The pitch flopped? Cool. That's your feedback. That's your data. Every time something doesn't go as planned, you've got a choice. Play the victim or play the student. Step 2, adapt. This is where power lives. Not in perfection, but in the pivot. Take the feedback and adjust. Ask better questions. What didn't work? Why didn't it connect? Where did I move too fast or too slow? You don't need to start over every time. Sometimes it's one small tweak, one shift in how you speak, one change in how you market, how you show up, how you lead. This is the part that separates average from elite. Average people fail and fall back. Savage minds fail and level up, because when you adapt, when you take what didn't work and use it to build something stronger, you become unstoppable. Step 3, repeat. Do it again. Launch again. Show up again. Put your pride aside and go again. The more you repeat the process, the sharper you become. The best in the world aren't lucky. They're consistent. They outlast the ones who give up early. Every failure was a rep. Every rep made them stronger. And eventually, something hits. It connects. And all those failures become the reason they're now thriving. So here's what I want you to remember. Every time you fail, you're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. That makes you more dangerous, more focused, more ready. The ones who in the long run, they're not afraid of the L's. They collect them, they learn from them, and they turn them into fuel. So don't quit when it gets hard. Don't panic when it goes wrong. Don't run when it gets uncomfortable. That's the moment most people fold. And you? That's where you grow. Fail. Adapt. Repeat. Do it with heart. Do it with patience. Do it with discipline. Because no matter how many times it doesn't go your way, you only need one to break through. And when that moment comes, it'll be because you refuse to let failure define you. You didn't quit. You evolved. And that's what makes you unstoppable. It's not about having a business card or a fancy logo. You are the brand. You are the engine. You are the strategy, the heart, the grit, and the purpose. The entrepreneurial mindset doesn't require money to start. It doesn't require followers or fame. It requires belief, discipline, vision, resilience, and a decision to stop living like life happens to you and start living like you're here to shape it. So no matter where you are right now, broke, tired, confused, underestimated, remember this. Start where you are. Build with what you've got. And never stop thinking like a builder. Because once you unlock the power of the entrepreneurial mindset, you stop waiting for doors to open. You start kicking them down.